Are you better or worse off 4 years ago? And this time around, 64% of those who said that their economics, their finances worse than 4 years ago, 64% went to Trump. And that was the majority of the electorate. The majority of folks said that they're worse than 4 years ago. So again, that's what the election is basically all about. You could talk about any kind of issue that you think it's more important than the economy, but it comes down to the finances. People vote based on their pocketbooks. But the CNBCs and the Wall Street Journals and those kind of types who live in a bubble, all of the feedback that they hear about the economy comes from the hedge funds and the banksters and the 1%. And guess what? If you're rich in this economy, if you're a millionaire, it's the greatest economy ever. You don't even have to produce anything. Just sit in your ass and watch the market being manipulated higher, and you'll be fine. And this is quite shocking. I mean, look at this. This is from Financial Times. Democrats fared better with the richest Americans than the poorest for the first time in decades. And that shows you right away that the Democrats abandoned the middle class, the working class. They have chosen Wall Street and the stock market over Main Street and the reality of working class. And here's the result. You wanted the votes of the rich? You got it. But the poor and the middle class, they ain't gonna vote for you. And that's the majority of voters. If we look at the votes shifted Republican versus shifted Democrats, those earning over $100,000 shifted Democrat big time. Again, greatest economy ever if you're rich. If you're one of these tech workers, overpaid tech workers, cashing in $300,000, $400,000, sure, economy's great. But those earning under 50 grand and from 50 grand to 99,000, under 100,000, all shifted Republican in huge margins, the likes that we've never seen before in the history of American politics. And if we're going to tie it all in between the economy and why men voted a certain way, this is the 2020 Biden versus Trump results, and I want you to pay attention here to the categories of Latino men, Latino women, men 18 to 29, and then income under 50K, income 50K to 99K. You can see that the majority of these categories voted for Biden in 2020. Now watch what happens. If we shift Harris versus Trump, oh boy, all of a sudden, 55% of Latino men voted Trump. Men 18 to 29 went from 41% last time to Trump to 49%, the majority. You look at the income under 50K, only 44% went to Trump last time around, and this time, 50%. Now, 50K to 100K, last time around in 2020, 42% voted for Trump, the majority voted for Biden. Now, the majority, 51%, voted for Trump. I rest my case. It's all about the economy, and the economy's dog shit right now. So in social media right now, a lot of folks are blaming Latinos for why we have the orange man again as president. But at the end of the day, the headline here in the Journal says that Trump's huge Latino gains put a big crack in the Democratic coalition. And why is it? Trump spoke to working-class Latinos, worried about the economy and, yes, immigration. Look at the shift in the Hispanic vote in the city of Philadelphia, for example. Again, unbelievable. Things that we've never seen before. These are huge shifts. If you're in the Democratic Party right now, you're shitting your pants. You're losing the Latino vote, which the whole point was someday Texas is going to be blue. No. Texas is becoming even more red, and it's the Latinos who are doing it. You look at the border counties in Texas-Mexico border, and look at these shifts. It's quite unbelievable. It's shocking even to me, to be honest with you. In Hidalgo County, in Maverick County, maybe we should move over there, Maverick County. Everybody's now voting Republican in the border counties, Webb County. So, I mean, there's something here that everybody missed in the media and the talking heads. But if we want to connect it again to, the manosphere thing, who do you think does the working class jobs? What do you think Latino men do? They're working all in hedge funds and Wall Street? Of course not. They're doing real jobs in the economy. They're working 2-3 jobs to pay the bills, and it's not enough because inflation wrecked the working class in this country. And that's why the Latino men vote shifted, and with it, shifted the entire elections. Men, all in all, are not doing pretty good in this economy. I mean, all we hear about is women, as if they portray this country as we oppress women and we lock them in the kitchen. This is Afghanistan all of a sudden. But women have been outpacing men in college graduation for years, and postgraduates also, for decades now. And it's specifically when it comes to young men. Look at this map right here. It shows the margin of how young women out-earn younger men in these particular counties, sometimes 100% or above. It's pretty much in every place you want to live in this country. We see women wages outpacing men. Even the CEOs, right? Women CEOs get paid more than men CEOs. But all what we heard about, I mean, I live in Nevada, which was a toss-up state, so we had a lot of ads here. And all of the ads came from Kamala Harris. Nothing about the economy, maybe one or two. Once in a while you hear something. But it was all about women, 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 women. What do you think if you're a Latino man watching this working class, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, how do you think you're going to vote? One party is not talking about your issues at all. Another one, maybe you despise the orange man, but at least he's talking about your issues. And this is, to me, the most shocking one. In Texas, look at the shift here from 2020 to 2024. Latino men, 38%. Voted for Trump in 2020, 53% voted for Trump in 2024. Latino women, I assume working class, right? 36% voted for Trump 22, 48% voted for Trump in 24. Black men, 15% in 22, 34% in 24. So there is frustration about this economy, and it's impacting men more than women. Negatively, of course. And that's what led to the shift that we've seen in these elections. Will the media now listen? Will the Wall Streeters and the talking heads listen now? That this economy is not as good as you guys been portraying. This economy has a lot of casualties. A lot of folks, working class, lower income class, getting absolutely annihilated in this economy. And that's the backbone of this country. You've ignored the plight of the common man and woman. As you've seen, working class women also shifted their votes. Are we going to see a change now? I doubt it. But here's the bad news for the working class men and women who think somehow that the orange man is going to fix it all. I think the election of Trump is the nail in the coffin in this economy. I know that the majority voted for out of frustration. Probably the majority of voters know that Trump or no Trump, it's going to go down. But at least out of frustration, I'm voting for somebody else. But we all know that this economy and this market been pretty much held up. It's a zombie economy, but it's been held up by a ton of debt, a lot of manipulation in the bond market. I think right now they got the perfect boogeyman. If you wanted to let the economy go, you can just blame it on the boogeyman. You guys thought they're going to vote for the orange man and he's going to work for the middle class and all of that. Now look at what happened. We have a recession, folks lost their jobs, and they're going to blame it on him. And by the way, the Trump policies that are coming your way, a lot of them will exacerbate that nail in the coffin. More on that in a minute, because you might have noticed right away after the elections that the market looked at the glass half full from the upcoming Trump presidency, but not the glass half empty yet. So when we look at the extreme reaction that we got, post-elections, of course, we see increasing volatility, we see the market going down. And if you look at the chart right now, the SPX daily chart, we went down to the lower bands. And then after the elections, we see a big pop higher, volatility crashes, and now we're trading from one extreme to the other in the bands. Have we seen anything like this before? We go from one extreme to the other? The answer is yes. You have to go back to 2016, the Trump elections. Heading into the elections, the market was getting hammered. After the elections, all of a sudden the market realized that, oh, he's going to cut taxes on corporations. So let's jerk off to that and shoot the market higher. Of course, the reaction that we have today is more extreme than the reaction that we got in 2016, but there are mechanical factors in why that happens, such as the proliferation of options trading, which was not as popular back in 2016. But let's debate this for a little bit, because you'll hear a lot of folks right now flip-flopping. So the Steve Leismans of the world and CNBC, all of the economists who are, the economy's great, doing better than ever before, they're going to begin to flip because they're political hacks at the end of the day. They're going to begin to flip that, oh, the economy, inflation is about to rise again because Trump and all of that. Then you see the other side, the hypocrisy from the other side. Folks who are shitting in the economy now that they got their guy in the White House, all of a sudden they're going to flip-flop and say, oh, but the economy is recovering and now we're going to do better than ever before. And all of the problems that you talked about, that all of a sudden got erased. I promise you one thing. You will never see this kind of hypocrisy here in this channel. We will always tell you the truth about the economy, regardless of who's in the White House. And we're going to hold their feet in fire. You're in power now. It's your mess.